Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another fabulous, yet on a different day, talk. And I am so excited about tonight. So, guys, come on in. Let us know where you're watching from and grab a friend, tell a friend, share with a friend, grab coffee, tea, water, whatever you need. And come on in and we'll say hello and we'll get started in a couple minutes. And I'll introduce you to the gentleman. Whoops, wrong way. The gentleman over here. I know it's backwards on I never figure this out. Sometimes I
Yeah.
should just do that and just do the oops, wrong one. See, I did it again. Okay, let's see who's here and let's say hello. All right, let's go all the way up. Hello, Bridget. Long time no see. Thank you for being here. Barb Timokanis, my Greek friend. Always good to see you. Teresa, good to see you. Looking forward to this. Me too. David, hello. Good to see you. Our moderator, Priscilla, good evening to you as well. Julie, hello. Oh my God, as I live and breathe. Nicole, so good to see you, my friend. Thank you for being here. Martin, all the way from the land of green, from Ireland. Thank you for being here. Mary Coco McCormick, so good to see you as well. Emmy, good to see. Look, you're on time and everything. Look at how cool this is. So exciting. Kate, hello, watching from Nature Walk in Southern California. Awesome. Gloria, good to see you, my friend. How did everything go for you in Alberta, Canada? Didn't you guys have like bad weather or something? I could be wrong. I might be thinking of something else. But anyway, how are you, Gloria? Julie, good to see you in small town, Wisconsin. Mary Nikos, how are you, my friend? Timokanis, Pasisa. Sarah, good to see you, Sarah. Look how skinny you're getting, girl. Skinny, skinny. Sarah, all the way from the UK, another one of our phenomenal moderators. Beth, good to see you. Hello, Pamela.
Pam
And
is my sister-in-law.
Pamela, sister-in-law. Hello, sister-in-law. I might have met you at the wedding. David Blake, hello from
Good
Orlando.
friend of mine.
Another good friend of yours. Excellent. And Natalie, hello. Thank you for joining. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, you know how I am. It's always about the, hi, Angie. It's always about the threes. So we wait a couple minutes. It's 5:03 Pacific time. I'm going to introduce you to the wonderful person right over here. I had to do that just like right there you go. Crazy bad weather. So many accidents on the QE2. Well, I'm glad you're safe, and I hope friends and family are safe. Denise, good to see you. Thank you for joining. So I am so glad to have, well, I was going to say Michael Rackov, but Mike Rackov here. He is the owner of energeticintentions.org, and it's right there. It's right in print. Yes. Hello, Catherine. Thank you for being here.
Kathy is
And
also my sister-in-law.
I was going to say I recognize that last name. So, also your sister-in-law. So, thank you for being here, and thank you, Priscilla. Yes. So, Mike and I met. Oh my gosh, Mike! It's close to 20 years. It's close to 20 years. Yeah, easy. Because let's see, I lived with Jody in 97, 98, and I had to meet you a couple years after that.
Right.
And I remember it was on Clark Street.
Yes, we went to breakfast or brunch.
Yeah, and it was really good. So Mike has come to some of my retreats. And I'm saying some because he's also worked on many of the retreats. So he's come to the retreats. He got involved in our retreat program. He then actually did the apprenticeship program. And then from the apprenticeship program, he started to do his own stuff. And I'll let you guys hear all about that. And then he started to assist in the apprenticeship program that we did. And also one of the retreats he helped co-facilitate.
Mm-hmm.
So you have been on this journey, Mike, for many years.
Many years.
So tell us a little bit about fill in the blanks that I didn't fill in. Yeah, tell us a little bit about energetic intentions, and I'll ask you questions as we go.
So, quick and dirty, I started really getting into just typical talk therapy just after I moved to Chicago. A friend of mine got me the book Codependent No More by Melody Beattie.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome, awesome book. But it was like she got into my head and wrote what was going on about me in this book. Very into therapy, very into, beginning that self-help journey and reading a lot of self-help books, et cetera, et cetera. And then I met you. And shortly after that, I took one of your classes at Sir Spa. And
you did.
yes,
I forgot about that.
Yes. And I really liked what you had to say. And Jody introducing me to some of the spiritual aspects that we talk about a lot. I like what you had to say. I like the presentation you did. And you mentioned, I've got a retreat coming up and I've got spots left. And I thought, why not? Why not? And that was the first retreat that I went on, and it was mind-blowing. And it was a way to come at the healing from a different perspective. Like, I think talk therapy has been great. I'm still in therapy, but adding that spiritual shamanic work to it just helped coalesce everything. And I think it helped speed things up. As you always talk about, it got me out of my head and got me coming from my heart.
I love that you can remember the things I say, Mike.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
Awesome.
But that connection, getting that communication going, that really did the springboard into it. And everything that we did on the retreat, it all just made sense. I remember I thought, all right, I'm going to try this out. And I remember doing one of the exercises that we did was a rock reading. And I don't know if you've talked about that on your other lives.
On one of the workshops I had.
One of the workshops. So quick explanation. You're partnered up and you blow your intention or the essence of yourself into a rock and you trade them with the person that you're working with. The person that gets your rock, you're just supposed to start talking. And the idea is, again, getting out of your head and just letting the information come through. Well, the person I was reading gave me this rock and it was a geode. So one half was really, rocky and chipped and one half was perfectly smooth. And I held it and looked at him. I said, "Are you a Gemini?" And he went, "As a matter of fact, I am." And went, "Oh, there's a lot to this. Okay." And that just popped out of my mouth. And since then, I'm like, all right, this is all, it absolutely makes sense. So from there, it was every time you had a retreat, I one-on-one, I learned more and more. I did the apprenticeship. I've taken different shamanic classes online. I'm working now with another teacher, Mateo McGree, on his retreats. So I just dived in. It is significant and incredible changes in my life.
How would you explain, for those that don't know, how would you explain shamanic work?
Shamanic work to me is the connection to the divine. It's the only time I've really felt it in a couple of different spiritual traditions that I've tried. It's based in earth. It's based in the seasons. It's based in what happens on our planet as we go around the sun. Like right now, we're coming into spring. This is a time to start really thinking about, what do you want to bring into your life? How can you work with the energy of spring, of renewal, of rebirth?
Say that again. Of
renewal. How can you work with
Pausing
that?
for the renewal. Yes.
How can you work with that? And the shamanism has shown me how to make that connection. But it's more than that. If nothing else, shamanism has taught me that I am responsible for my stuff. Nobody else.
Let's be clear, everybody. So we know that shamanistic practices, even though I come from a Greek Orthodox background, it doesn't take away from my tradition. It actually adds to the spirituality, and these are teachings of indigenous culture. And I'm going to say this, and I want to say this just again, my perception. And I know, Mike, I know what you're going to say, because I think we've talked about it before. But when people say that they're a shaman, the person that Mike is studying with, Mateo, even though he studied how many years, Mike, did he study under?
I want to say Oscar probably 10.
Yeah.
And on his own in Peru for a number of years. He's been to the West, Arizona, New Mexico. Like he's done this 20, 25 years.
Right. And he has never, ever called himself a shaman.
Mm-mm.
And because I believe that we are still apprentices in this work, we are just holding a piece of that. We don't come from that tradition. We honor that tradition. And, I would never call myself a shaman. I don't, that's not
Mm-mm.
it. So we just, we just are, there's a word about saying shamanic practitioner. You're still practicing, right? So
Absolutely.
it's really yes, Gloria, you are correct. Is shamanism more along indigenous beliefs? Yes, very, very true. Very, very true. Sarah says spot on, Mike. Absolutely agree.
Thanks, Sarah.
Therapy is an amazing thing. It sure is. Hello, Dorothy. Good to see you, my friend. Dina, good to see you. The teacher is always a student. Yes, 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 yes. I've said that on my retreats. Mike's have said it as well. We are always, always, even though we're like on the retreats, even though we were staff, we are still in teaching. We are still students as well. And it is
Yep.
always it's very humbling, very, very humbling. Mike can relate to this because people are like, oh, shamans, and everyone's so nervous on the retreat. And it's one of my biggest jokes. I will always use it. I know, Mike, you already know. And I look at everybody because it's quiet and we're all sitting there. I'm like, did anybody bring a live chicken? Because people get so nervous and then they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, because we need to use the live chicken in the opening ceremony. And it freaks people out. I'm like, I'm just messing with y'all. So it's all good. Hello, Stephanie. Thank you for being here. I like the new picture. Very nice. So you did this shamanic practice stuff. You got into the whole woo-woo stuff, and then you decided to get into Reiki. How did that happen?
Reiki, again, I was introduced to on the retreats. Again, it was one of those, I'd never heard of it. But everyone's like, oh, Reiki. I'm like, all right, I'll give it a shot. And so it was Tom and Tim that did my first couple of Reiki sessions. And it was great.
Oh my God, wow.
Right.
Wow.
And, for me, receiving Reiki, I just felt really relaxed. I just felt all the tension drain out of my body. I felt peaceful. And then I think a year into going on the retreat, Gary offered Reiki training, and I took it. And since then, I've been, doing Reiki on myself, doing Reiki on friends, on pets. I fell away from it and then got back into it. And it just, like 3 years ago, several people in a row just said, hey, can you do Reiki on me? Okay. That same year, people like, I got this weird stuff going on in my place. Can you come over and smudge it? And that's when I thought, I think it's time to get this out into the world a little bit more. Mm-hmm. So that's when I started Energetic Intentions.
I think that's wonderful. And I love the name. And I just have a gnat that's just flying around. I love the name. The wonderful thing too that you guys don't know about Mike is that when I was living in Sterling, we had myself and the owner of Grandma's Healing Porch. We decided to do in Sterling, which was shocking. We decided to do a Body, Mind, Spirit Expo. And yes, David,
Thanks,
totally
David.
agree with you. I totally agree with you. And we decided to do Body, Mind, Spirit Expo. And I asked Mike, because, Mike's like, oh, I'm like, come on. Oh, I don't know. I'm like, Mike, it's that gentle Greek push, everybody. Yes. So Mary, you know what that's all about. Barb, you know what that's all about, that gentle Greek push. So it is you showing up, you saying yes, and boom, you were busy. Your little booth area was busy. And one of our dear friends, Cami, said, nobody does Reiki that I just like felt it. It was just so amazing. And because she was new to all that too,
Yeah.
she got that from you, and she's like, wow, I was just blown away. And it's really good. Mary's like, she sure does know about the Greek push. Yeah. And Mary said the same thing. That's awesome. Thank you, Mary. So Reiki, smudging. Hi, Irma. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. What would you say for people, like, we're talking about, that was the big introduction, everybody. We're talking about renewing your inner healer. And I believe my perception, and I'd love to hear what your take is on this, but I believe that, we have the capacity of healing ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
When we quiet the mind, when we let go of fear, when we let go of judgment from others and ourselves, I think that the body, the mind, and the spirit and the soul all can heal. We have to take action, of course, but I think it's so important that we all can heal. And we have to, like you said, spring. It is all about renewal. Pausing. It's all about renewal, because that's the theme, you guys, of the month is renewal. And with this renewal, we can plant that seed, nurture it, watch it grow, and put in that energetic intention of what I have to throw this in here somehow. It wouldn't be cheesy if I didn't. It's anything to make Mike laugh, you guys, because it's really important. It's really important. Mike and our friend Tim had the best laughs, and when those two got together to laugh, Tim and Mike, hysterical. Also Spencer had a really good laugh too, and it's just, I miss those old days. Were so much fun. The new days are good too. They're good. But it is about intention. So what would you say, what would be the first thing someone should do? All right, let me cancel that. What would be a suggestion for someone to do to start their inner healing, to renew it?
I think it boils down to getting comfortable with change. When I've done my work, when I have done my own healing, I realized there was things that needed to change. Either I needed to change how I was thinking about something, I needed to change an action, be it money, be it, managing time, whatever. I think healing is such a broad term. I don't want people to think, well, I'm not a Reiki person. I don't, cleanse people. I don't chakra balance. I don't think you have to. Renewing your inner healer is about what is healing to you. Mm-hmm. Healing can be, I'm going to change my attitude about my checkbook. Healing can be, I'm going to change my attitude about a coworker. And anything that gives you peace, anything that gives you relief is healing. But there's that component that you got to get used to, is the change. What changes do you have to make? What changes could you make in order to facilitate that? Okay, well, I have to become aware of what I'm thinking. All right, I have to become aware of what my actions are. I have to become aware of what my triggers are and choose something different. Right. It's that the definition of insanity is doing the same things, expecting the same result or different result.
Different result, right.
Terrible quote. I screwed that up. But okay, that's kind of where I'm getting at. I think you have to get comfortable with change. What are you willing to change?
So true. Emmy says, a tip jar at Starbucks says, if you're uncomfortable with change, leave it here. That's great. Lisa said, oh my God, this is me. Change is horrible for me. And absolutely, we can heal ourselves. Totally. Amy says, I'd love to become a Reiki healer. And Priscilla says, me too. Now, for those of you that don't know, Mark's on the mark my words. See how I just switch everything. Mark my words. I have to, before I put my Greek mouth and my foot in my mouth. See, rewind. Hi, everybody. Welcome. When you do Reiki, you actually feel it, right? You actually can move it through. Are you Reiki master teacher?
I'm not.
Okay. When will that happen, Mike?
Soon.
Good.
Everyone, that's called the Greek push.
That's the Greek push. Or I could have done it my mom's way, which would have been like this. Mike, I love your Reiki sessions. Have you ever considered being a Reiki master teacher? I think it would be really good. And then she just stares at you.
Until you say yes.
And then you're like, oh, really good. Yes, that's my mom right here, guys. Yep, that would be her gentle way. It was always a gentle push. I know.
Thanks,
Don't you
Emmy.
love this? This is why I like making Mike laugh, because it's so fun. Hi, Terry. I owe you an email, my friend. It's been a little bit crazy. Oh, look. And Siri thought I said Siri instead of Terry. Okay. Cancel that right away. So for those people that don't know, you are on the southern suburbs of Chicago.
Western.
I'm west. Southwest? Western?
I'm due east of downtown. Sorry, west of downtown.
Blue Island, no?
Brookfield Zoo.
Why did I think Blue Island?
I don't know.
Anyway, well, if you're in the Chicagoland area, there you go. Gina says, I'm afraid of change because it's something I'm not comfortable with. So I know my triggers, and sometimes that's what I'm afraid of. Really good. That's a really good awareness, Gina. But to renew your inner healer, step one, to be aware of it. Step two, getting out of your comfort zone. To get out of your comfort zone, like when I pushed Mike to come on live, that's getting him out of the comfort zone. But he's got such great wisdom, and he's got such a great personality and really great heart.
Thank you.
And this is good. You're welcome. Kate says that was my grandma's way of gentle pushing. I get it. I know. It's so funny. I know. I get it. So with someone like Gina, what would you say? What would you say when they're in that uncomfortable place?
On being uncomfortable, that's where the gold is.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the riches are. And it's, for me, approaching your triggers, something that I've learned through therapy and through shamanism. It's relanguaging how you approach those triggers. I think a lot of us have been taught, and I think it's, kind of prevalent in a lot of self-help stuff. Oh, it's a trigger, bad, squash, or I got to fix it, or I got to run in and do something about it. And what I'm learning now is that trigger needs attention, and you can almost think of that trigger as, a fully formed personality. So like for me, anxiety is something that, I still work with all the time. So something would happen and that anxiety would come up, but instead of now trying to squash it or manage it or twist it or do anything with it, just let it be there. Mm-hmm. Start communicating with it. So that might be the change that we're talking about. Change doesn't have to be, all right, I'm divorcing my husband and selling my car. It doesn't have to be any of that huge stuff. Change can be just a soul shift. All right, I'm not going to think about money this way anymore. I'm going to try and think more abundance than lack. And even that little shift, oh, this feels pretty good. And, then you make another little incremental change and another little incremental change. And so that's what my, suggestion would be. Try and come at your stuff from a place of curiosity and compassion instead of I'm broken, this needs to be fixed. You're not broken. None of us are broken.
Right. And, we can say fix, we can say this needs to be changed, or this needs more light shined on it. Think of the positive pieces. Now, Gloria says, I think this message is for me. I have my Reiki master, but haven't used it much. Okay, excellent. When I did Reiki, I went many times, and every time it was work. That work has given me so much peace, calm, and understanding me. Awesome. I love that. Hi, Michelle. Mm-hmm. And the day came when the risk to remain tight in the bud was more painful than the risk it took to blossom. I love that quote. Yeah. That is awesome. That's an awesome quote. Wow, that was powerful. I never knew. Yep.
Thank
So
you,
true.
Gina.
So you do the Reiki, then, and this is why we're bringing Mike on about renewal. It is also about, when I'm going to say this, I mean cleansing your house. And when you cleanse your house, you're not cleansing only your house, you're cleansing your house that you are in, that soul house, that heart house, that mind house. This body is your temple. You're cleansing that. So you could do many things. Obviously, you all know about smudging. You know about using Palo Santo. Ready for show and tell, Mike? We all. Do you have yours?
I
We both
do.
have the Agua de Florida.
There we
So,
go.
yep, yeah, there you go. And Florida water from Peru. You can also use, shake it up a little bit. You can use aguas curativas, and this
Ooh.
is I know this is from Mateo.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, see, and it's all this stuff in there, and let me tell you, it is quite strong. Notice how I haven't used a lot of it. This is like over 3 years, so it's quite strong. It smells really good, but it's very strong. And this cleanses, guys, energetically. Energetically. Just like you can do stuff with sound. Remember when we did the sound healings on the retreats?
Oh, yeah.
Those were so much fun. We would use something like this to seashells by the seashore. Seashells. We took 2 seashells and we would shake it up a little bit. So we take these and it's like this sound. So it sounds almost like a frog in a sense. And it was so many cool things. Let's see.
I've got my drum.
Oh, yes, you drum. Right. And then we used to use talking sticks. So it just a lot of different tools that you can use. Michelle, I quote on my refrigerator for years until I finally blossomed. Change can take time. Yes, that's so true. Love the sound healing. I know, Mary. And Mary's been on our retreats as well. They will happen again, guys. They will happen again. It was weird. We went out today and a lot of people without the mask. I was like,
yeah,
okay. I got a little nervous, but I'm like, all right, you're boosted. You're okay. It's all good. Sing kumbaya, kumbaya. And so it was different. I did go to the Dollar Tree store and I felt a little weird in there, but I did not have it when we went to the restaurant. I did put it on in the Dollar Tree store because I felt it was a little bit too confined.
Yeah.
So little by little. What happens, Mike, when someone calls you and says they would like, a session with you for a healing?
I ask them what's going on. Is this, kind of just a snapshot of what's happening in their life? Just so I have an idea of what I'm, walking into. The last client I had, it was really it boiled down to a lot of stress about her house, and she needed a good home smudging. She wanted to try Reiki, and it really boiled down to just kind of reclaiming her space is ultimately what it was about. And like I said before, I like it when I'm working with someone and we can kind of get granular about maybe a particular issue. I'm not a therapist, but, I think over the, 15, 20 years I've been in therapy, I've learned a few things. But, I like figuring out where that is kind of in their energy field. Where's this issue? And then I can work with Reiki or the different shamanic healings and try and get that energy that's in their body to start moving. And when it starts to move, then they get some more information about what's going on with it and how it's contributing to everything that's going on with that issue, life, however you want to phrase that.
And I love that you said that, Mike. they get the information. So the client gets the information. Yes, Mike can pick up stuff. I can pick up stuff. The most important thing, guys, when we talk about this renewing your inner healer, is that something, whether it's the Reiki, maybe it's the sound of the drum, maybe it's the smudging, maybe it's the laying on hands, whatever it may be, something sparks and there's an aha piece. And that aha piece allows you, the client, you guys that are listening, the client allows you to like, oh, I don't know why I didn't think of that before.
Mm-hmm.
And then you start to empower yourself. And by empowering yourself, you then give yourself credit for who you are. Mike, myself, anybody else that you're going to, we are facilitating. We're facilitating. What does that mean? It means that we hold space for you.
Mm-hmm.
We're the fence around the playground. You go play, figure out, do you like the seesaw? Do I like the slide? Do I like the merry-go-round? Oh, the swing, woo! Whatever it is, but we are the fence around that. We talk about that on on the retreats and the apprenticeship program about holding space, holding sacred space. So really important to have clients really get that aha moment, because then they're doing the work, which leads to the healing, which then goes back to what Gina was talking about the uncomfortable piece, that then there's a shift, and that's the renewal.
Yeah, I mean, my biggest job is to get out of the way.
Yeah, exactly.
It really is. When I'm giving Reiki to someone or working on them with any of the shamanic energetics tools, my biggest job is to not get involved. Meaning, I'm just the vessel. I'm just the facilitator. If I'm getting led to use an extraction stone, or I'm getting led to use, a feather for a cleansing, or a staff, or same thing. We have this too. It's all about listening to my guides, listening to the intuition and the intuitive hits, because I'm being instructed what to do to help the person I'm working with.
Right. So true.
That's it.
Priscilla had a question. How does in-person Reiki differ from distance Reiki? Mike is 30 minutes from me. Yes, I looked on his website. I know you did. Of course you did. Go ahead.
It really isn't any different. Energy is energy, and it moves how it moves. It moves, the beauty of Reiki is being able to send it, long distance. I can send it to Elias right now and he would feel it. Do I like being in person when I give Reiki? Sure. But I have actually, David, who's on the call, when things shut down, I was practicing doing Reiki over Zoom. And I did it for David and I did it for his wife, Lisa, and it worked great. Mm-hmm. They were like, that was fantastic. So really, it doesn't make any difference. But you're only 30 minutes from me, so I'd be happy to drive to you, Priscilla. That's fine.
Yeah. And we know that Nicole's on here from the apprenticeship program, and Nicole has also done Reiki over a long distance and over Zoom. Emmy says, when I give Reiki to animals, I often feel it's not working. So I say Reiki energy is always there. I'm just the conduit. And then I feel the energy is working. Yep. Very true. I love long distance. I sometimes feel more comfortable. Excellent.
Should we kind of talk a little about what Reiki is, in case?
Yeah, I was just going to go. Mike, we always do this. We always do it. So go ahead. Yeah.
So I like to. So for me, Reiki loosely translates as universal healing energy. And like I said before, the people that do Reiki, we're just the conduits for it. We've been attuned to channel the Reiki energy through us. So we literally turn it on, and it can be a laying out of hands. I can actually touch the client, or I can hover my hands over, or I can send it distance. But Reiki works with your body's energy field and ultimately balances everything out. It smooths off the rust spots. It can get into the chakras and get those spinning again. It can facilitate physical healing, spiritual healing, emotional healing, mental healing. You can even send it into the past if you're working with a particular issue from your childhood, and you're Reiki attuned. You can send Reiki back to that issue. And again, the whole point is to loosen up the energy around that to get you more information about what's going on. You can send it into the future. If you know someone's having surgery at 10 a.m. and you can't do Reiki at that moment, you can send the Reiki at 8 when you're free. And the intention behind it is ultimately arrive at the point when it needs to be, the highest good of the person you're sending it to.
And think about it, you guys, like Mike just said, intention. Even those of you that are not Reiki, into Reiki or not into Reiki, but oh my God, I just lost my train of thought. That you're not tuned into Reiki. What is it when we get the attunement? Yeah. Reiki attuned. Duh. 1 + 1 = 2. Reiki attuned. Too many carbs today, guys. A little bit of brain like click. Oh, okay, there you go. Reiki attuned. And even if you're not Reiki attuned, prayer, guys, is intention. Your words have intention. I remember, I think I've told Mike the story. I remember one time that I was doing a Reiki session, totally forgot, oh my God, Reiki symbol. Does it go this way or does it go that way? Oh my God, I totally forgot. So what I did was, I'm like, okay, everybody upstairs, please know that I mean this with the best intentions. And I know that the client's going to feel it. So I did this. So I just did a smiley face because I couldn't remember. And after I did the smiley face, the woman put a smile on her face. I'm like, wow. That was really cool. Yeah. So again, it's intention. I mean, have I done that again? No, I didn't. I just was like, oh my God, I can't believe I zoned out. But energy goes where intention flows where energy goes. And Robin always is so good when she puts that on here. And that is so true. It's so true. So great explanation of Reiki. And I think when you think about it, even if you're not attuned, in some situations, have you ever had a sick animal and you just put your hands on them and you pray and maybe your hands tingle or maybe your hands get hot? There's a little bit of the Reiki attunement aligns you with the Reiki energy. It's already within, but it just aligns. It's like that fine tuning on the radio. It's kind of just clicks in the frequency and you're there. Thank you. Yes. Where intention goes, energy flows. Where intention goes, energy flows. Where attention goes, energy flows. Where intention goes, energy flows. Yes. Thank you. Danya, how are you? I have to watch the replay for the first part. Sure. Welcome. Does anybody have any questions? Oh, David says, I'm 1,200 miles away, and Mike is fabulous, both in person and long distance. Awesome.
Thanks, David.
Says, sometimes people are more comfortable in their own space receiving Reiki, both
Absolutely.
in person and long distance are so great. Thanks, Nicole. And we have
especially lately.
Yes, we have to have you come back on. So that'll be good too. Lisa says, I'm taking this as a sign to give Reiki a try. I'm just looking for a place to do it the other day. Awesome. Anybody have any questions for Mike? Questions about his house cleansing, his one-on-one session? Now you also do, Mike, consultations via Zoom.
Yeah.
Whether it's, Reiki or whatever, which I think is great. Lisa said that explanation was great. Awesome. I have a question for you.
Oh, God.
Did you ever feel in your journey that you were right on key, and then you felt like you felt off, like, and then you went back on again?
Mm-hmm.
It happens to everyone, because guys,
All the
lately
time.
I've been hearing that they're like, I'm just not in my groove. So again, we talk about renewal. This is a perfect time. March, what is it? March 21st, spring equinox. You have a couple weeks, guys, to really set your intention for the spring, and really to spring into action, to really get that renewal. And we have questions. Mary wants to know, what are the top 3 things you do for home protection, energy wise?
First of all, I would, if you've got Palo Santo or sage or anything along those lines, give your house a good smudging. Smudging is not just about clearing the energy. Smudging is really about claiming that space is yours. So when you are smudging, hold the intention of what you want that smudging to accomplish, because you're putting that energy into your space. I want my home to be a safe haven. I want my home to be peaceful and relaxing, whatever it is that you want to create. And this actually might be a good way to, if someone is feeling stuck, if someone does feel like they've kind of gone off the tracks, do a smudging. Start to, put the energy out there of, all right, so I feel a little bit off. I feel, I'm not centered, whatever. Do a simple smudging, and just with the intention, what do I need to learn from the experience of being a little bit off? Maybe there is something going on that needs some of your attention.
Right. So true.
So that one, you can always grid your house with crystals. If you know Reiki, you can Reiki the house. You can Reiki the walls. Go out, look
Yes.
like a total insane person and be outside your house and Reiki symbol each the 4
I've
walls.
done that.
Why not?
And Mike used to do that, you guys, for all the cabins that we had on the retreat. Mike would Reiki the walls and the outside of the cabins. I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
No, and actually on those retreats, like the staff would walk by and I'm sitting there doing this, and me, I'm like, hi.
Okay. Yeah.
Don't mind me.
We have several questions. So,
Okay.
So Gloria, where did you take shamanic healing? So in the beginning, we told you that. So my friend Jean and I, we did. We took classes from our teachers, who took classes from Alberto Villiodo and Oscar Miro de Casada. I also always want to say quesadilla, Oscar de Quesadilla, but I don't. But if I don't say it, it sits in the head for a while. So, Alberto has written many books. Oscar has written many books. So Mike and several others took the apprenticeship class, and then our friend Moira, and I did a different earth honoring altar apprenticeship program. So there's some of the shamanic training there, and then, like Mike said, he's also taking classes, or you're currently taking classes with Mateo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mateo McGee. Yes.
Yeah. Who, if you're interested, he literally wrote the book on. It's called Peruvian Shamanism, the Pachacuti Mesa tradition. He actually wrote a book about it.
So good. I think you've skipped me. Oh, Nan, so sorry. Sometimes with StreamYard, they just go, they skip. So not intentional. She wanted to know, do you do drumming circles?
I have participated in them. I have not led them. Put that eyebrow down.
Oh, wrong one. So sorry.
I'd be interested in learning how to do that.
See, that's the push.
Outside my comfort zone,
that's the push. Emmy said, my sage and Palo Santo are in storage. Would you ever use an essential oil for house clearing?
Sure. I mean, again, it's about your intention. If that, some people are sensitive to smoke.
Yeah.
So they can't use anything that's smoky. So yeah, absolutely. I have a squirt bottle of Palo Santo that I got from Shaman's Market. I use that on people that can't handle smoke. You can do the same thing. You can take a dip of your essential oil and just, put a finger, put it on a wall. If you know a Reiki symbol, you can draw the Reiki symbol with the oil. It's really all about what your intention is behind it.
Right. So true. So true. All right. Let's see. Mike, how do you recharge when you feel your energy is too low or that you've forgotten to save some for yourself? Good question, sister-in-law. I like
it. Put me on the spot, Kathy. I think the first thing, obviously, is to realize you need to look. So, if you are exhausted, review your day. Where did your energy go? What did you spend it on? How did you spend it? What are you focusing on? And again, it's probably a multi-layer thing that you might have to deconstruct a little bit. But find out, all right, do I have boundaries that I need to set better? Do I need to learn how to say no? Typically, and for me too, if I'm really drained at the end of a day, it's probably because I haven't said no.
Mm-hmm.
Or I haven't set a boundary, or I've gone, okay, I'll just keep working for another half an hour. It's learning how to listen to what your body is telling you. And if your body says, I'm done, then you're done. Which I know in some instances, it's much harder to do that
Right.
if you're like in the middle of a project. But really, it's about awareness. What is it that's draining your energy? What's, maybe you're taking responsibility for something that's really not your responsibility.
Or maybe the TV is draining you, or maybe the phone is draining you, or the computer. Then turn those things off.
Yeah.
Turn those things off and re-plug back into yourself. Take a salt bath. Those are always good. See, now this would be the Greek push of, where is it? Where is it? Take a salt bath. One moment, please hold callers.
Subtle.
Or spray yourself with some clarity. Only because it's you, Mike. I usually don't. I haven't done that like that in a while, but I know that you get a big kick out of it. And always, again, I love Mike's laugh. I love Mike's laugh, but it's true. Is there clarity needed in your life? If I had it right, I would have been great with. Is there clarity needed in your life? Okay. Oh Lord. So thank you. Let's see. Stephanie, all these things are on Mike's website, and it's right there, energeticintentions.org. There's something that Mike's going to offer later, but so stay tuned, everybody. Don't go anywhere, and we'll talk about that in a second. Connie says, do you use crystals also?
I do. And I'm still learning about the best way to use crystals. I do carry crystals with me. I've got, and I'm probably one of the worst people to ask about crystals. I just sort of have a pile of them on my dresser when I'm ready in the morning. And I look at them and I just grab the ones that I feel the most important for the day. I don't necessarily know what they are. I used to, but then COVID happened and I didn't really pick them up for 2 years because I was working from home.
And you're like, what's this for?
And what's this for? So I'm going with the, stepping out on faith that the crystals that I'm picking up are the ones that I need.
And if there was only somebody watching now, I don't know, I think I've mentioned it to her, that she could teach a crystal grid class. Or she could teach more about crystals. You know who you are. Okay. But Mike, didn't you? I gave you one of these, right? Do you remember this one? I love to work with this, the blue aura crystal. It is so cool. It's great for communication. It's great for clearing, the stuff that's coming in. I love the shine. This doesn't do it justice, but I just love it. And it always sits right there above that. This is a good one, Mike, for you as well. The lemon calcite.
Ooh.
Yeah, very cool. Okay. DDTTT. I was laughing earlier because my eyes went down straight to Nicole's comment. So let's give Elias the Greek push for another apprenticeship and retreats. Yes to retreats, apprenticeship. Have to talk to Moira about kind of taking this year off to see with apprenticeship. Retreat may happen, may. I'm not going to promise anything yet. May happen in November. I'm going to see, and it might be 2 retreats. There
Yes,
might
I
be
know.
one. There might be one up here, and there'll definitely be one in the Midwest because I was going to do a day retreat, and that didn't happen because we scheduled that right before COVID. So we'll see. Just I'll keep you posted. So Bridget says, "Will you be having a shamanic retreat this year?" Again, that is my goal. I will keep you posted. It's just a lot of things are coming up, and I'll keep you posted on all of that. Mary says yes. Teresa says the drumming circles are amazing for my balancing, and I have to tell you, the sound healings that we do on the retreats, those have always blown me away. That and the guided meditation trance dance, those have always, I don't know, it's just one of my faves. I use purification sage in my diffuser. Awesome. Teresa says, I didn't think I knew much about energy work, and yet I'm using all that you've talked about so far. This is great affirmation. Thank you. That's awesome, Teresa. That's awesome. Oh my
Hi,
God, as
Sam.
I live and breathe. Hi, Sam. So good to have you here. So look at this smile ear to ear. So good to have you here. And Sam is like Nicole, beautiful souls, and they both have done the apprenticeship program. Thank you, Priscilla. Dee Dee's laughing because of the retreats and everything else, and that's what Sam's yes was about, I'm guessing. It's like I'm on a retreat. Yeah, isn't it? It is. Can't wait to get my salts. I know. And I finally got the 2 little oils that I've been waiting for. So it's really and there she is. Oh, fine. Is that a gentle Greek nudge about the crystal grids? I think you might even have a flyer ready for it, don't you? Okay. Oh. Yep. I intuitively believe that is a rose. You are correct. You are so correct. When you get a good drum circle, they're so powerful and can be trance-like, so amazing and healing. And we got several Chicagoland people, guys. So really, look into Mike's work. Mo, no worries, Mo. You can watch the replay. Oh, good. Yes, go ahead, Mike. Sorry.
Do we maybe need to do a quick explanation of what a drum circle sound healing ceremony is? Do we need to do that?
Quickly, like if you want to, I don't have, mine's upstairs. So if you want to do yours, you're fine.
I wasn't going to drum. I was just going to say, the sound healing, again.
I wanted you to drum. Oh, I love it. No, go ahead. You can go ahead and talk about it.
It's another way of bypassing the head and getting to the heart. The sound healing, the drumming, the bowls, the bells, all of those sounds, just like, and actually you can smudge your house with sound. Now that I think about it, sound gets in there. Sound, the heavier drumming will break up stuck energy, and the higher crystals and singing bowls, that kind of reweaves it. So when you're in a sound healing ceremony, everyone in that room is receiving something. Everyone in that room, that energy is getting, that stuck energy is getting broken up and released. And then the higher frequency of singing bowls and crystals and chimes, that brings everything back into alignment. So that's kind of the basic definition of sound healing ceremony. And in the strict Peruvian Pachacuti Mesa tradition, it's called a machatun. Right? No.
But good guess. And I love you for it.
I tried.
So a traditional sound healing, that is actually, the machatun is from It comes from the Mapuche tribe of Chile. So that's where that came from.
Okay.
We've used it in an apprenticeship program traditionally that way. But then when Jean and I wanted to do something different, and we both were getting information about switching it and changing some of the pieces to make it more ours, it was true. We even use stuff like, guys, on the sound healing, we use something like this, and it's so cool. Hang on. It sounds better in the sound healing, not by itself, guys. So it's kind of cute. But there's so many things that go into that. I'm only 3 away from Mike. That's awesome. Terry says the two of you laughing together is making my day. Laughter's healing, guys. Laughter's healing. Okay. Danya, does a tambourine do anything? Any type of sound. Again, intention. A rain stick. The tinctures. Y'all have seen this. Anything does it works. So much cool info. This is why I love, Mike is a cornucopia of information. Total cornucopia of information. And the drum that he has back here, I'm trying to show you with the little pointer, but you all can't see that. The drum is super cool. What's the name again about the shaman?
I pulled it.
You have it? Oh, good. Thanks.
Can you see that?
Up, Mike, a little bit so it's not in the glare. There you go. Peruvian Shamanism, the Pachicuri Mesa, and that's by Matthew McGee. And I have to tell you, our dear friend Christine is the one that edited the book. So with Stardust editing, love that she did that, and it's a great book. Priscilla, could you put that in the comments, please? That'd be great. Thank you. I love that frog. Yeah, I do. And guys, anything from Alberto Villoro, his Shaman Healer Sage is a great book. His Dance of the Four Winds that tells about his journey. That's a great name. That's a great book as well. So, all right, boy, look how fast this went, Mike. Look how fast this went.
Boy, we can talk.
No, you and I? We're so shy. So I wanted to ask you, we already talked about this, guys, so this is the little plug. I wanted to ask you, is there something that you are offering everybody that's watching or watching the replay today?
Sure. I'm going to offer, what is it? Free consultation, either by phone or over Zoom, to see if what's going on with you matches what I offer. And if they match up and you're interested and we feel like it's a good connection, then we can move forward from there.
And it's a 10-minute consultation, guys. It's not like an hour. It's 10 minutes. Because trust me, Mike would be like, oh my God, we've been talking for an hour. Because he's that giving. His heart is that giving, everybody. And energeticintentions.org. Thank you again, Priscilla. And it's right underneath his picture, if you guys can't see it right there, too. Mike, will you come back again?
I would love to. This was awesome.
Good. And because he knows that once we hang up with all of you, I'm going to say, see?
Yep. But, and this, and again, this was outside of my comfort zone. Like, I was, eating dinner and my stomach was kind of in knots and I was kind of anxious about it. And I just remembered all the other times that I've been a little anxious, a little scared. And I walked into it and it worked out okay. And
look, that's great. I know, Danya, you would never think it. Mike's absolutely come back. Yes. Rose, this has been so much fun, educational, interesting, inspiring. Yes. Can't wait for that Crystal Greek class. Already checked out your website. Mike has the most beautiful heart. He totally does, Nicole. As do you, my friend. As do you. Lauren says, how do you sign up for a consultation on his website? Mike, how would they do that? Yeah.
Probably the best way is to email me, mike@energeticintentions.org.
Yes,
and we can figure out a good time.
And if you like this stuff, guys, I am doing this. I'm helping to facilitate a Get Ready for Spring Empowerment Self group coaching. It's a 6-week program, and it's for a group of 4 or more. So a minimum of 4, maximum of 20. It's $127 for the 6 weeks. Think about that. That is like $21 a week. And we're going to do it via Zoom. And then we'll also have a private Facebook group. It's for about an hour. And we'll really talk about those things that are really old patterns that you need to shift. And how can you break through and let go of these negative self-talk pieces? So come join us. There's several of you on here that have already done a 12-week program with me, but this is really, really an opportunity. If you're interested, please email me. I was going to say email admin, but I'll say email me, elias@eliaspatras.com. Natalie, you're welcome. Everybody, look at all this. Great to see you. Thank you, Mike. Amazing.
Thank you so much.
You did awesome. Truly enjoyed this. Thank you both. Angie, Gloria, how did it go? How did your talk go, my friend? I wanted to ask you. I hope it went well. Thank you both for your very enjoyable. Sam, so glad you stepped outside of your comfort zone. So great to see you shine.
Thanks, Sam. It's very uncomfortable, but that's where the gold is.
And I told Mike, it's really, that's why, guys, I don't dress up in a shirt or anything like a dress shirt. Mike did because he always looks good. But I want people to feel comfortable. I want them to feel like we're just having a conversation. And this is what community is about. It's coming from the heart, and it's so important. Thank you. Enjoyed your visit. We are the last group for you to be worried about being out of your comfort zone. Glad you pushed through, Mike. Please come back. I'm taking hypnosis training starting that day. I'll catch the next one. Awesome. And here's the thing: if you're missing them, the 6-week course, you can always watch the replay. You could still be part of it because there'll be interaction, a lot of interaction. Priscilla, could you put that in the chat? You're so cute. Thank you both. Interesting. Thank you. Lisa says thank you for doing this tonight. Irma, great information. Sam said that's growth. Mary says this was wonderful, so insightful and informative. Thank you both. And I'm reading this so when we hang up with all of you, I can say see. I need a PowerPoint, but a tough story to tell. Okay, I know that PowerPoint thing, but it's so true, guys. So please go to Mike's website, check it out. Go to mike@energeticintentions.org to set up that 10-minute free consultation. And I want you guys to say, we are a friendly bunch of people. Yes, it's so true. And I want you guys, please mark down on your calendar Tuesday. That's Tuesday, as Miranda Hart would say. Tuesday on March 15th, Sunny Dawn Johnston is going to be with me. And I have done her 12-week program. And I've also, not her 12-week program. What am I talking about? I've done coaching with her, and here's her book, Invoking the Archangels. We're going to talk about renewing self. So we talked about the inner healer, and now renewing self. So again, all this month, it's about renewal. And thank you, Priscilla. Can we get your book online? Which book? Oh no, that's Matthew McGee's book, not Mike.
Oh, yeah, I didn't write that.
Yes, he just has it. But yeah, you can get that online. And thank you, Priscilla, for your help. Guys, as always, we are here to connect. And when we connect, we educate one another. And when we educate, we grow. There's unity in community. From our hearts to yours, thank you, guys. See you next Tuesday. And remember, tomorrow night, I almost forgot. Tomorrow night is guided meditation at 7 p.m. Pacific time right here. Have a beautiful night, everyone, and enjoy. Mike, hold the phone because I need to tell you, see. Okay? Take care, everyone. Be well.
Thank you so much. Thank you.